Kid question, when I get to heaven, will I know all the answers? It's a great question. I remember when I was a little boy growing up, I used to have so many questions about God and faith. I had a lot of questions about heaven, and sometimes when I would ask my mom a question, if she didn't know the answer, she would always say the same thing. She would say, well, I'm not sure, but we can ask God that question when we get there. And so I used to think when I got to heaven that I would suddenly have all the answers and I would know everything. But here's the tricky part. The Bible doesn't actually tell us that in heaven we will have all the answers. In fact, we don't have a lot of details about what it's like in heaven. The one thing we know for 100% certain is that in heaven, God will be with us. Right? And that took me a long time to learn the truth, but actually that's the only thing that matters. That we will be with God, because God is the greatest thing that could ever happen to us. Now, sometimes when we ask a question and we need to know because we're scared or we're stressed or we're anxious, and we ask questions to make ourselves feel better. But in heaven, there is no more fear. There's no more stress, there's no more anxiety, and so, because none of those things exist in God's presence. And so, I think some questions are just going to disappear. I don't need to know because I'm not afraid anymore, because God is with us. But I think there are other questions that come from curiosity, questions that come from learning and wanting to grow and discover that God made this amazing world for us to learn and grow and discover. And so I think those kind of questions are going to be welcome in God's presence, because that's how God made us, right? It's part of learning more about who God is. God's presence is actually the answer to the question. So I think those questions will be welcome and answered. So my official answer to the kid question is, when I get to heaven, will I have all the answers? And my answer is, I have no idea. But I do know that when we get to heaven, we will be with God. And I know that's all you're ever going to need. Hey, great question. Keep asking good questions. I haven't done one of these kid videos in a long time, but I love getting those questions. Keep asking good questions. Even if we don't find the exact answer, we're still going to learn something about God.